It is true. You can sell a lot of homes without posting a single piece of content. Take Byron Lazine, who has done this and built the #1 team in Connecticut, or Lisa Chinati, who has created a powerhouse team in Massachusetts, or even Andrew Undum, who's built a team in Baltimore and has sold over 500 plus homes every year for the last 10 years. Or even Jason Cassidy in San Diego, who's having the best year of his career in one of the worst real estate markets in the last 30 years. By the way, they have done this by running proven plays with their buyers and sellers without posting a single piece of content. Meaning it works in every market, across every team size, because these concepts are universal if and only if used right now. So in this video, we're going to break down for you the 8 of these proven tactics that you can use right now that cost you $0. In fact, we're going to give you the exact strategies, the scripts, and the frameworks to manufacture new opportunities out of thin air, all based on what the best of the best real estate operators are doing in today's market. This is a very special masterclass hosted by BAM with my friend Byron Lazine and me, Sharran Srivatsaa. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another BAM webinar. In the chat, let me know what market you're tuning in from. I am Eric Simon, aka the Broke Agent, aka Click Cheney, because I get a lot of clicks. What do you think about that one, Byron?
Little insane, but
right,
I get where you're going with that.
All right. Normally on these webinars, if you see my face, that means we're going to be talking content. We're going to be talking Instagram strategy, hooks, hyper local. But the tribe has spoken. And today we're going to do the exact opposite of that in one of the most highly requested trainings in real estate history. This is 7 proven plays to sell more homes without posting a single video. And delivering this masterclass to you, of course, is not me, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Delivering this is 2 legends that we have on screen right now. And in the right corner, we have the lead of the #1 team in Connecticut, the host of 10 different podcasts, the co-founder of BAM, Byron Lazine. Byron, how you doing today?
Apologies to everybody who has missed the hot sheet with our difficulties. I'm glad we're here on this webinar today. So I'm doing great. Pleasure.
Right. Fantastic. We're glad to have you. And in the left corner or right corner, depending on how you're watching, we have the president and managing partner of acquisition.com. He is also a 4x Inc. 500 entrepreneur with 5 exits in the last 20 years, nicknamed the Michael Jordan of real estate, which is fitting actually, because we are in the 4th quarter and he's got that clutch gene. Unlike the Yankees last night, after scoring no runs in the bottom of the 9th, despite having the bases loaded. He was the president of Real, which he helped build to become the fastest growing publicly traded brokerage in the world. And he's the only member of the BAM board. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharran. Sharran, welcome.
Thanks, man. Super excited to be with you. And Byron, I'm saying kind of bummed that I wanted to see Eric actually do this, where teach the whole thing with no content.
Yeah. How to sell homes without posting content. That's right in my wheelhouse, considering I sold no homes and all I do is post content. So it'd be the exact opposite of what I'm good at, actually.
Yeah. I'd love to get in the chat going if this is your first BAM experience, or, I mean, that'll give us some indication. So don't tell us in the chat. Oh, Sid, look at this. We always think everybody knows what's going on with BAM, but we see a whole bunch of people here in the chat saying, hey, first BAM experience. So one of the big ideas here with BAM is give everything away for free. Don't paywall something that somebody else broke, but all the information is wrapped into applicable next steps, whether we're talking about news or the economy or the housing. Everything that we do at BAM, the entertaining content that many of you guys have followed for a decade plus with the Broke Agent, is wrapped into a next step of what to do next. And today's topic is so important because a lot of our focus is, I got to build this overwhelming brand. It can become kind of a weight on all of our shoulders of like, man, it's going to take me so long to build a brand. And until I have that brand or I have that social content clicking, I'm not going to be able to do the business that I want. And so myself and Eric and Sharran were like, hey, we got to put out a masterclass on proven plays that walk everybody through plays you can run right now. That, when you get off this call, you can start running them to generate business, and they're proven plays. And that's at the core of everything we do at BAM. It's not a pontification panel. It's not a bunch of journalists. It's, you know, Sharran and myself and Eric who have been doing this with all of you each and every single day. So how the format for today is we've got 7 ideas to walk you through, 7 proven plays that you can implement into your business right now to just sell more homes, just simply close more deals, get more deals under contract in Q4, and have a playbook to sell more properties next year. So we've got 7 plays. I'm going to kick it off with 2 ideas. I'll send it off to Sharran with 2. Stay till the end because I already saw in the notes, Sharran, he can't help himself. He's just like, let's give a little bit more. And there's a bonus idea that Sharran's going to end with. So we've got our 7 proven plays, and then I guess now an 8th, Sharran, a bonus pitch, a bonus play that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. So that's the structure of the call. And the chat, it's interesting. We got a whole bunch of people first time. If you're ready to start running plays without having the weight of content slowing you down as you build the brand, as you implement some of the content plays, just put an R for ready. Like you're ready for this moment and we're going to launch into it. Sharran, you ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do this. Super excited to be with you guys.
All right,
Same
get
here.
get me off the screen. Otherwise, I'll just be sitting here nodding like this and smiling. Enjoy. This will be recorded. May the force be with you. Peace.
All right, we got a lot of folks who are ready. Make sure, especially if this is your first time here with us with the BAM community, when you're on Instagram and sharing this, tag @NowBAM, tag Sharran Srivatsaa, tag myself, Byron Lazine, so that we can show up and get connected there with you on IG, show up in each other's feeds. All right, so Sharran, before I start with my first idea, I'd love to just kind of get a quick alignment on the market right now. And if you follow the hot sheet, and apologies you didn't get to follow it today, but if you follow the hot sheet consistently, we talk about this every single morning. So I'm just going to go generally speaking here on some market alignment. And so if you approve, just throw a 1 in the chat. If you're in for this market alignment, throw a 1 in the chat if you approve on that idea. So first thing, sellers are more frustrated than they've been in years. Okay. And there's been markets that we can compare this to over time, but we've got now 3+ years of sellers' frustrations building up. They remember what the experience was like for their neighbor in 21 and their friend talking about, man, March of 22, I couldn't believe the line around my door. And what's, I think, really frustrating is that prices, while they've softened, they haven't like cratered across the country. And in some areas, Northeast or low inventory, think Midwest, they've even gone up since that time. So the lack of activity or ease to the outcome that they desire has been frustrating for a lot of sellers. Now, the reasons are pretty obvious to a lot of us, so I'm going to go through them quickly. The last 3 years, we're at either great financial crisis or 1995 level of buyer demand. If you're in a low inventory market, you might be kidding yourself that, oh, there is still a lot of demand, but on the whole, this demand is at some of the lowest levels. And given our population, buyer age ready population today, these are historically low levels of demand. The purchase applications show us that. 4 million existing home sales. That's a 3-year journey that we've been on. That's where we're going to end up. This is, as of the last few weeks, where we're trending for this year. Month over month, we have a decline in year over year 1.8%. But when you're talking about numbers that analysts, again, given our population, never thought we'd get back to 4 million existing home sales, a true floor. It's now 3+ years. Fannie Mae has a 10% projection. I think it's a very bullish projection for next year. What we typically see, if you look without some type of catastrophe in the market or labor market or what have you, we typically see a market or home sale transaction number similar to the year before. So I think a 10% pop would be ambitious, but it doesn't get us anywhere close to what we experienced in 2021 and what sellers remember as a recent ease to transaction. Yet today there's 1.53 million homes for sale, which means months of supply is continuing to increase. And if you're in some of those markets over 6, like the Sunbelt states, you're feeling it more than others. Serious sellers have to reduce price at a higher level. And over the last 3 years, they've had to do this. Historically, this number is 33%. Right now, it's 41.6% on price reductions. So there's frustration there. Hey, I thought I'd be, able to sell my home quickly and for the money I want. And now I'm faced with a price reduction. And even then, when I get the home sold or under contract or in escrow, they're now canceling out at the highest level. And in June, that was the highest level ever recorded. So sellers are just saying to themselves right now, man, this is harder than I thought. So instead of getting into the numbers and the truth and the reality of the market, they're asking themselves one simple question. Do I have the right agent? And agents, and I've seen this across social, they're asking themselves, do I even want another listing? An unrealistic seller, a seller who's going to take up some of my market. This is the wrong mindset. And so I'm going to stop there for a second, Sharran, because before I get into my first idea, my first proven play, the clips that I've seen, and I'm not sharing them just because I don't want to call any agent out. I was thinking about sharing some of these videos. There are videos going around X where there's agents. I could think about one down here in the state that I'm sitting in right now, who's like, we just don't want to take any more listings. Consumers, you don't understand how much this costs us to prepare a listing and get a listing on the market. And you're being unrealistic. You're using what Sharran taught the whole industry. You're only using aspirational pricing as your model for pricing. And so agents are getting gun shy. I saw this, Sharran, back in the recovery era of the great financial crisis, where agents were either getting out of the industry or not willing to take listings because they didn't want to get into the work of having a plan for a seller to be able to navigate that process on their terms, to come to reality with them throughout that process. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So Byron, I think you're spot on. And I will tell everyone a few different things. So if you're an aggressive agent right now and you're like, hey, I'm just going to get the listing and then negotiate them down. Don't think like that, right? Yes, it is true that the only listing that you can get a price adjustment on is a listing that you have, right? So I understand, and that is to be true. However, it is our responsibility to reframe how long this process could take for the client. And if the client wants to test aspirational pricing, they can test it on your terms. And it doesn't have to be on their terms. And so that right. May require, so I always play the game with clients. I say, hey, Mr. Client, say the property's worth roughly $1 million. And you always say, Mr. Client, the list price is just an invitation. Let's assume we listed the property at $10 million. What do you think would happen? Okay, great. You don't think we'll get a lot of invitations, right? Let's assume we listed the property at $1 million. What would happen? Well, we'll get more action. Well, let's assume we listed the property at $1. What would happen? Now what you're doing is you're disassociating the list price from the invitation, so they understand that the higher they go on the list price, the longer it may potentially take. Byron, I'll tell you this. If you take nothing else away from today, take what Byron just said, because the number one reason, like the coolest thing that what agents like to say is this: oh, I don't just list properties, I sell them. Like, stop saying dumb shit. Like, that is ridiculous, right? That means nothing. That you learned that from some random coach 48 years ago who, like, from a script book. Like, don't say that. What it is that what you want to do, the reason why you don't want to take a listing that actually is potentially an aspirational pricing standards is for one reason. And that reason is you don't know how to market it. That is the only reason. If you
or you don't have the
plan that allows you to try to test the price at the same time, which also allows you to show that every time you get a listing, you can market it in such a way that it spawns 3 more opportunities, then you will take more listings. Think about a listing as an attraction vehicle where you're doing 99% selfless and 1% selfish. 99% selfless is to deliver what the client needs. 1% selfish is to create a marketing attraction strategy so it spawns 3 more listings. Now, if you don't know how to do that, you should lock yourself in a room and figure out how to do that so you can go take as many high price listings as you want, because that is an insane lead generator for your business.
Yeah. Our job is not to be super selective on listings. So, listen, that's a great takeaway. And we haven't even gotten into the 7 plays and Sharran's bonus plays. So I'm going to start with my idea number 1. So there's 2 types of sellers right now with kind of the market alignment that we just worked through. There's the first seller who's so frustrated that they've attempted a sale and it didn't work out the way that they wanted to. Maybe it was because they were one of those June cancellations, the highest cancellations ever recorded, or the contract ran out and the agent didn't complete the task. They failed at selling the property. Then there's the other seller that just really understands what Sharran talked about, detaching the price, the aspirational price from, or the list price from where the sale price actually is, but they still need to scratch some of that itch. They need a little bit of faith and alignment with you to scratch some of that aspirational gap. So the first seller we're going to talk about here, and idea number one, is the seller who is absolutely frustrated, does not trust anybody, has felt burned in the process of selling their home. They might even be thinking about doing it themselves at this point, but they just don't have the time. And so we're going to offer them the exit option. We're going to give them the confidence that they can cancel their contract at any time, if your guarantees are not met. The guarantees that have worked for me in markets like this are simple. There's 3 guarantees: a weekly home tour report, a weekly marketing report, and a weekly strategy call. Now, we were just at BAM camp, and George Lawton talked about, instead of doing a weekly strategy call, he talked about doing a Loom video that he sends once a week, and it's a full report. That could be your strategy call. I'm not married to the 3 items that I've put in here. What I'm married to is the structure of this offer. Hey, I've got 3 guarantees. If I break my guarantee on any given week, you cancel your contract at any time. So you can walk away from this contract if I don't follow through and do what I say I'm going to do. And if they've been burned in the process, I can promise you they weren't getting a report on home tours because they probably weren't getting home tours. You've already articulated in your presentation how you're going to get home tours and how you're going to report on those. They didn't see marketing reports. So their belief is marketing outside of Zillow, which captures 60 to 65% of the traffic on your listings anyways, wasn't actually happening. How else were you marketing your home? I wasn't seeing a report on marketing each and every single week. And then in the case on high inventory markets where agents don't know what to do, they stop talking to their seller. And it's the number one in a high inventory market, it's the number one reason a seller is looking for a new agent: lack of communication. They never knew what was next. They didn't have a strategy call or a strategy video sent to them. So give them the ease of mind. Hey, if I miss on these 3, these could be something different for you. But if I miss on these 3, you cancel the contract anytime. Most sellers fear getting ghosted after they sign and feel trapped in a contract they can't escape. So when you frame up the conversation, frame it up with exactly how they're feeling and let them know, hey, that's why I built the exit option to fix that problem for you. Okay. Each week, you're going to get a scheduled call, full showing report, and a marketing report. And Sharran, if I miss any of those inside of a week, you can walk. So no strings. We'll sign for 6 months, but if I miss this week too, you just send me an email and we're done. Sound good? And you're never locked in with me. So if I don't deliver, I take all the risk. You keep the control. Guys, this is an opportunity right here where, you can let them know, like, hey, I'm taking the risk. And if I'm not delivering on that weekly call, just bring it up. And this is how we're going to pivot. Okay. So you're in alignment with them throughout the process. They have control. They feel like they have control. The whole settlement was about consumers feeling like they didn't have that control. All right. So when you list with me, you always have the exit option. If I don't meet my commitments, you're free to walk. No long-term handcuffs. So you're going to be confident when you offer this proposal. You're going to be accountable because it's built in to your contract to be accountable, because the contract gets automatically canceled if you're not that. And you're seller-centric. You're listening to their needs and you're including them into the process.
Byron,
So
I'll just say one thing. So
yes.
What Byron's suggesting here is also, you don't have to come up with the things that Byron came up with, right? Just
That's exactly
what just commit to what you already naturally do. And the best part is all of you naturally do all of this anyway. So whatever you naturally do, you do the Monday after open house report, you do X number of showings report, you send one email recapping the market, whatever you already do, frame that as the process guarantee. Because when we have been taught that you can't guarantee anything in our space, but that's what the client is looking for. They're looking for a risk adjustment. And that's what Byron is saying. If you're the only one that shows the guarantee and you guarantee process, 1, it holds you accountable. And 2, they will never, ever tell you that you didn't do your job. That is the coolest thing, because then when they refer you to someone else, they'll be like, hey, Byron always delivered on what he said he was going to deliver, because you always keep your promises. And that is a really, really great way to get more referrals.
Jim says you add this verbiage into the listing agreement. You add it right in. If there's not enough fill in the blank space and you're filling the blank listing contract, you add an addendum. You make it real. You sign it. They sign it. That's how they know this is going to happen, and they feel confident moving forward. And guys, whether it's the three, like Sharran said, that I have, or like Sharran said, that you have something else, everybody's doing something for their sellers, because it's the everyday things you do for all your listings, but not bullet pointing it in a process so that they understand that it's happening. Now, like over at acquisition.com, everyone that watched Alex's, money model presentation over a course of 72 hours, you just structure this into an offer, and it's now understandable, digestible, and wow, I can move forward with that. All right. So we've got the two type of sellers here. I'm going to get to idea number two. And those two types of sellers, one is scared, like we talked about. We've covered for that. Now we've got that seller that's just a little bit too aspirational, that really needs to scratch the itch on some of the pricing that they feel like they're leaving on the table. And it's the closing credit guarantee that'll solve this problem for you. Okay. So let me just walk you through what this is. Closing credit guarantee. At the closing, the credit is fully reimbursed, credited back on the settlement statement. The credit is a refundable upfront marketing credit. Okay. So this solves a couple of problems. It solves the agent's problem that does not want to take listings that are in the aspirational price category, because one, they don't have the runway to market them or the ability to sign a long-term contract with that listing where they feel like they'll be able to get it to where they need it to be on a price reduction, which is obviously, like Sharran said earlier, a bad strategy. Or they don't want to deal with all the conversations of the seller. The seller now gets the ability to test what they believe is a possibility on pricing. So, hey, we can agree somewhere on aspirational pricing for X days, 10 days, 15 days, 30 days, whatever makes sense in your market at that price category. You're going to put a time limit on that, and you're going to have a next step associated with that. Sharran's done a ton of training on how to move next step on pricing so you can get away from a price that is truly just testing early on in the process. So agree, hey, we'll scratch that itch together on aspirational pricing. You sign the contract and you collect an upfront, fully refundable marketing credit, okay, that is fully reimbursed at the closing. Now, here's the thing, no matter when they sell. So when you start implementing a closing credit guarantee, it becomes real easy to not care about, do I have a year long? Do I have 9 months? Do I have 6 months on my contract? When you're in alignment on a closing credit upfront from the seller, that's reimbursable from the commission at time of close, 100% reimbursable, then they will extend with you. Now, when you couple these two offers, the exit strategy where they have the ability to cancel at any time and the ability to collect back the upfront marketing fee, you hold your end of the bargain. You've got the listing basically for life. And it doesn't matter if it takes 9 months, 12 months, because we're going to leverage that listing for more listings. Okay. So a lot of sellers want the top end of the range. I get it. A lot of sellers right now in this market are leaning into that aspirational pricing that we walked through. Totally get it. When we stretch on price, I'm going to go harder on marketing. It's a longer journey, so I have to go harder on marketing. And I back it with my closing credit guarantee. So you're never leaving anything on the table long-term. So let me just walk you through how it works. One, you make a small upfront contribution. Okay. You're not asking for compensation, your commission upfront. You're asking for a small upfront contribution towards an aggressive marketing launch. Okay. So this is for the seller that wants to scratch that itch on price, but doesn't want to leave anything out on marketing. Hey, I want to go high on price, but I don't want to go low on marketing. I want the maximum push. So we're going to use an aggressive marketing launch with a small upfront contribution. We're going to have the professional media, the premium ads, the targeted place, everything that you do. Okay. Include that in. So number two, that's that money isn't a fee. Okay. It's a credit at closing. You get 100% of it back. This is the framing that's important. Hey, this isn't the fee. I only get paid if I complete the deal, your outcome, whatever their outcome is. I only collect if we finish the deal. So this isn't my fee. This is a credit where you get it 100% back on the day of closing. So you're going to get it right on the settlement sheet or in a check for me, however you want to do that. All right. So no matter when we close, if in 3 months your family situation changes, you're going to keep the house for another year, and a year and a half we go back on the market. This holds true. Whenever we close, it could be now, it could be 10 years from now, you're getting it back 100%. Okay. It keeps both of us invested, you on the price that you want, and me in delivering the exposure needed to help us achieve it. Okay. So you're attaching the price that they want to test for a period of time to you having to deliver exposure for now a longer period of time if you truly are in that aspirational bucket. So you're not just hiring me to list your home, we're invested in the outcome. Now, I highlighted outcome because this is where you're talking about not what Sharran, I just sell homes. It's, hey, we're invested together in getting you X price and getting you over to here. Okay. Because that's what they ultimately want, is the outcome. So tying everything you're doing to that. And hey, if it feels fair, knowing you're fully credited back, are we good to move forward together? Right? Are we good to document this deal and get it done? So, Sharran,
So good, man.
Here's the big move I think that's really powerful in these higher inventory markets, or even the low inventory markets where sellers are just frustrated. You couple these two deals together and you offer them both. You can test one on its own. Understand what type of seller do you have? Do you have a seller who's scared about getting tied into a long contract? Exit option. Do you have a seller that just, no matter who talks to them, no matter how great you are at the pricing conversation, they're never going to list with someone who doesn't allow them to test aspirational? Well, then you give them a closing credit guarantee. Everybody's got skin in the game. You're aligned. I used both of these from 2012 to 2016 on every listing. And when I'd first met, hey, like I'm gonna give you one of my guarantees that I give to my most preferred clients at the end, because I'm really down to like 2 spots left on my preferred client list.
That's the hook. That's the angle.
That's the hook when you walk into the house. Before you even start the presentation, hey, I'm going to give you one of my guarantees. I have a couple left. I have a couple spots left on this guarantee. It totally might not be for you. But once I go through all the marketing, if it's for you, we'll move forward and we can ink this thing tonight, and then you'll be in the best position. Because at that point, everybody wanted to test price. They were sick on how far their values have already dropped during that time period. And they needed to at least scratch a little bit higher than where the comps were. So build a plan so that you're their agent and you're in it with them. All right. Those are my 2 ideas. Sharran, you've got your next 2. Go ahead.
You got it. Awesome. So, hey, just FYI, what Byron is actually sharing here is when you walk in a living room, when you walk in talking to a buyer, the thing that you want is to understand that what you're hearing is different. And when you hear different language, you're going to freak out. You're going to be like, well, what about that nuance? How much do I actually give in a credit? Why would I actually take an overpriced listing? If you do all of those things, you're instantly holding yourself by saying, I don't want to make a change in anything that I'm doing. And when you do that, you will be stuck where you are, because the reason is that the market is changing and every single agent is saying the same exact thing. If you come and say something different, if you make a different offer, if you show a different accommodation, you get to win in a completely different way. So there's a great phrase that says the limits of your language are the limits of your world. And the reason why we don't win is because 95% of the agents say the same exact thing. And you think you're just going to win on personality. In fact, I will tell you right now, if I have 30 overpriced listings and you just sell homes really well, I will beat you, because I have proof that I have inventory. I have proof that my inventory brings in buyers. It doesn't matter what your stats are. All that matters is how many signs in the yard did they see and how many active buyer conversations and seller conversations you're having. All right. So let me actually share something with you here, which I think will be helpful. So go ahead, Byron.
I just want to, because I see a couple of comments. The closing credit is powerful because I just want to clear this up. The seller has somebody in their corner willing to test price with them. Number 2, you get the upfront money to have the runway to get more listings, which when the market turns is not the time to start becoming a listing agent. When listings are available, which is now, is the time to become a listing agent. Your brand as somebody who should be called an easier market to interview for listings is built now when those listings are available, not, when it's more advantageous for me to take the listings. You build your own runway by having the money to keep investing. And what some agents hate to say, collecting listings, I'd rather have a bigger catalog of inventory than anybody else in the market because I'm going to get those calls for those listing pitches.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let me take you through two ideas that Byron and I talked about, which I think you will appreciate. And I'll go through these quick because I want to get to Byron's next two. So I want to show you a video, and this big idea came in when I realized, and if some of you have seen this idea before, I have a twist on it for you. So this all happened. If you've ever seen crumble cookies, can you put a C in the chat if you've ever seen crumble cookies? Crumble cookies are the coolest thing in the entire world. Yeah. So like we've got a lot of crumble cookies. I'm just going to play this video for you. See what comes out of it. So this is a cookie. By the way, this is a cookie, right? And just so you know what they did with this, you know what they did with crumble cookies? I'll explain what they did with crumble cookies, right? Crumble cookies creates one video a week. One. They post it on Instagram. They get millions of views. So they have 6 different cookies that they offer for that week. They have one video that they make and everybody forwards that video around. And you know what that means? Is that you and I have given them permission to market to us every single week. That's what that means. Every other cookie company can't market to us because if they send us an offer, we're like, whoa, you sent me an offer. However, if Crumble makes a video of 6 different cookies of the week, you're like, did you get a box of Crumble cookies this week? And if you think about the importance of that, we should take that same idea. Our idea should be, and I came up with this idea about 10 plus years ago. It's called the deal of the week. And let me explain this. Even if you've seen this before, I'm going to break this down for you in a way that you have not seen. It is one text-based email to your entire database. You don't have to say, am I selling it to my buyers, sending it to my sellers, none of that. You send it just once a week, and it shows you how to be the authority. So let me show you exactly how this works. So I'm going to give you the exact framework because I've tested this with over 1 million emails. All right. You will send it to every single person in your database. And if you don't have an email marketing program like, Lofty or MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, put a bunch in your BCC and send them. You need to get over ICANN Spam Act rules, but this is what you do. Subject line, you do a city deal of the week, San Diego deal of the week, Laguna deal of the week, La Jolla deal of the week, right? The content looks just like this. The content will say, this week's deal of the week is a cottage in La Jolla that will go fast. And you do 2 bullets about the home, 2 bullets about the neighborhood, 2 bullets about why you like, and the price in bold. Because people scan the emails, and the scanning is really, really important, right? And the last part, this is the most important part. Please do not change this, right? If you're interested, just reply and I will get you all the details. This is your entire email. So now you're going to be like, Sharran, are you kidding me? You're going to say, are you kidding me? How in the world can you actually send an email which you can promote something that has no address, no pictures, and no links? Because that is the entire idea. If your just listed email or any other email that people get, when they get a link or a picture or whatever, and they click off to another site and then they go down a rabbit hole. What you want to do is this. It's not about, what you want to do is only one thing. You want them to hit reply because only you have the information. Because of this foundational concept, which is this: all conversion happens in conversation. Your job is to get a reply. Your job is to get a reply. You send an email, you get 5 replies, you wake up in the morning, you don't have to make 5 cold calls. You're now in 5 conversations, right? On average, by the way, you should get 2 to 3% of replies, hand raisers, every time you send an email, which means you send it to 100 people, you should get 2 to 3 replies. That's three conversations that you don't have to generate, which is very specific. Now, here's the even crazier part about this, right? This is what a kind of a deal of the week looks like. It says, hey, Maui deal of the week. I know the font's a little small, but hey, this week's deal of the week is a condo on the Lower Road of Lahaina. A few bullets and then the price in bold. If you look, it says, if you're interested, just reply and I will get you all the details. Now, here's the crazy part about this. You should say, well, Sharran, does this really work? Right? Well, this is a message. It says, hey, if you haven't tried Sharran's deal of the week, we're definitely missing out. Since April, we're achieving 35 to 40% open rates. Same as the idea of the crumble cookies. Here's another one. You can't read the text message, but I just wanted to tell you. The guy texts me and he's like, bro, it freaking worked, right? And I have people that do this over and over that essentially tell me they're surprised that it does because that's how simple it is. Now, here's what's even crazier, right? This is the funniest part. I've been teaching this for 10 plus years, right? This, my friend Tanya says, okay, I've only been listening to Sharran talk about the deal of the week for 10 years. I'm going to get one out. I appreciate this because Tanya's probably paid me so much money over the 10 years, and she's finally doing it. And I respect that, which means we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. But here's the crazy part. Here's the interesting part. Hey, so are you telling me that people will just reply and say yes? No, no one's going to say yes. No one's going to reply and say, yes, come list my house. Yes, sell me this house. Yes, I want. No one's going to do that. That is not the job. Nobody's going to do that. Like, if you think that's the job, you're completely wrong. You know what this does? The job of this email is to send out an email so you get a bunch of replies so you can start a conversation. You don't have, I would love to wake up in the morning and not make any cold calls. I would love to wake up in the morning and not have a crappy conversation with an SOI. Hey, I'm just checking in. You don't have to do that because you have active conversations. I'll give you an example. Here's the standard response that you're going to get. If I send out this email, like the same email I sent, I would get a response that said something like, hey, does this building have a pool? And do you have a monthly HOA? Right? And you know what most agents will respond with? By the way, if you're not listening, listen right now. The most agents will respond with this. Do you have time for a quick call? Do not ever do that. Do not ever do that. If someone responds by saying, it says, does it have a pool and does it have the monthly HOA? You know what agents are doing? You know what agents will say? Oh, I just need to get a phone call because I've been told that if I don't get a phone call, they won't do anything with me. No, you sent an email, they asked you a question. You're in conversation. Respond to the freaking question. Because if you don't respond to the question, some dumbass actually told you 40 years ago that you're to get on the call with them every time. You don't have to get on the call. Answer their question, right? When you answer their question, you build trust. When you answer their question, you give them a chance to actually believe what you're saying. And the question that you ask them is you can actually generate a conversation from that. You can say, hey, are you looking just in condos or can I give you single family homes too? Hey, are you looking just in Lahaina or can I give you something outside of Maui too? Hey, are you looking just at, in this area or that area too? Now you can actually generate more of a conversation to go deeper because you've generated a conversation, because all conversions happen in conversation. That is our job. That is our job, right? You can send out emails, get hand raises, and start conversations. And this is the easiest possible thing to do. All right, here's the deal of the week. One text-based email to your entire database. Now, I will tell you one more thing. A lot of you are thinking about, oh, should I segment my database? What should I do? Stop segmenting anything. Send the email to everybody. Send it to everybody. You have no idea because it'll get forwarded around. Send the email to everybody because the more you start to segment, by the way, just so you know, our friend Jimmy Mackin actually has built a company on sending emails based on my deal of the week. Just so you know, there's going to be a multi-million-dollar company built on this idea. I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him. You should probably go look at that. But the crazy part is this. People are printing money with this, and you should too, and you don't even have to have a conversation. That's how cool this is. All right, let me give you the next big idea. Here's the next idea. I want to call this the Friday buyer advantage. And let me explain something to you. How many of you are currently, give me a 1 in the chat, if you currently have more than 2 active buyers that you're kind of sort of working with. More than 2 active buyers that you're kind of sort of working with. For fun, please look in the chat, right? There is a lot of people with active buyers right now. And if you have an active buyer, I will tell you how irritating it is after the first 2 weeks. You've taken them to a bunch of open houses, you've sat down and talked to them a bunch, you put them on a bunch of e-alerts, and then what happens? Now you're like, how do I keep track of this person? How do I nurture them in some way? Whatever I send them is not enough. Now all of these buyers, they all have different needs. What do I actually send them? It's crazy, it's really hard. So what I'm going to show you is a way where you can send 1 email to all your buyers and do it once a week. Would you, if you would like that, put a yes in the chat where I actually show you what that is. One thing, right? All right, let me show you how this works. So this is how this works. This is called the Friday buyer advantage. Every Friday, people always will tell me this. Hey, buyers are liars, right? Buyers are liars. Stop saying that about your clients, right? What if they're not? What if they just don't know what they want? That's what we're trying to do, right? And so here's what your Friday buyer advantage looks like. You're going to send one Loom video to all your active buyers, to everybody, right? And you're going to put them in tabs. I'll actually show you a live video that I did for you. You're going to show them the highest price in your market, the lowest priced home in your market, the best investor deal in your market, what will sell fast and what will sit. You're going to do this for everybody. It does not matter what anybody is interested in. You make this video and you send it to all your buyers. And I'm going to show you a part of this. I'm going to show you how it works, because this is the ultimate nurture. You can only send one video and then you can generate more responses, get more hand raises, and get more conversations with people that are interested. So let me actually show you how this works. So I'm going to play this for you, and then we're going to go pretty fast through this. Hi, this is Sharran Srivatsaa, and this is a very special update going out to all our private clients in our database. And I'm actually going to take you through what we like to call our buyer advantage. We're going to find these 5 key properties that are happening right here in Laguna Beach right now to frame the market for you, so you can get a sense of what is actually out there and how it can implement and help your overall search. So I know you have a direct link to our private portal where you can search for properties at will. We've also set up specific search criteria for you that our team is actively monitoring. But I want to frame this market for you in this week's buyer advantage. So let's get right into it. This is 11 Montage Way. This is the highest price listing in the city of Laguna Beach right now at $37.7
So you get the idea, right?
This is roughly
tabs,
a little over 4,000 square feet.
Tab by tab.
And
It's just going to keep going here and show you the end of the video.
do this right. So there may be some negotiation room here, but this is probably going to sit for a while. Most importantly, I wanted to give you this. The reason we framed this market update for you with the highest priced home, the lowest priced home, and a potential investment property, something that is going to sell fast and something that's going to sell flow, is to ensure that we have what you're looking for, right? So if any one of these things have changed, which is if your timing has changed, your pricing has changed, or your criteria has changed in some way, if you could just reply to this email, it'll let our team know exactly what to do for next steps to help you find a home that you want at a price that you want, at the terms that you want. If you think of anything, and especially...
So did you see what I did there, right? You just put all 5 homes in the tabs, essentially, which are these 5 homes: highest priced home, the lowest priced home, the best investor deal, what will sell fast, what will sit. You put those all in different tabs, and you just talk through them, right? And then you say, hey, if you're looking for a particular home, please reply with this address and I'll do my diligence for you. What you're doing is send it out to everybody, and now they know that you know the market better than everyone else. And that is exactly the point, because now you can just record one video and nurture all your buyers simultaneously, right? And the more buyers you have, the easier it is this to do, which makes it significantly easier in the process. That is the Friday buyer advantage. And it's probably the easiest thing that you can do starting right now. And the best part, Byron, if they do this, if you as agents do this, the thing that happens is you get to know their market really well, right?
Yes.
That's the best part.
And that's a blind spot for some agents. They're just reacting to what the customer wants instead of the entire market. That is, like a report, like a seller report, the accountability every single week. The agents that don't quit on that week after week are going to be known as obviously the expert. All right. So we're through 4. We promised you 7. Sharran added a bonus, so stay till the end because he's got an 8th idea bonus. And I'm going to get to idea number 5 here. And so, Sharran, this one might be, well, I don't think it'll be that touchy, but
I like it. Aggressive.
I'm starting on compass.com for my idea number 5. Okay. So I don't think there's a brokerage doing a better job of wrapping what they do into an offer, into something that a consumer can digest. And that's what's been debated across the industry, the Compass 3-phase marketing strategy. Shout out to all of our Compass agents. If you're a Compass agent, put a C in the chat. Appreciate you guys. I think the marketing that your company is doing to consumers, it's thoughtful and it's impactful, and it's certainly making a statement in the marketplace. So what I'm going to show here on now, I said that to my Compass friends, but they're also maybe not going to love me for showing away every agent can have a 3-phase marketing strategy. But what Compass did here, it's very simple. It's speak in 3s. It's create an offer that's digestible, that's attractive. Okay. The private exclusive, which, generates early demand. It ultimately when you dig through this, a Compass private exclusive allows them to understand where maybe floor pricing would come in. They don't know where maybe max pricing would come in because there hasn't been a true test of the market. But a customer understands, hey, I understand some level of pricing on my home without collecting DOM. At the core of the private exclusive, I don't have to rack up DOM. Very attractive to a lot of sellers in this market. Sellers get it. Compass coming soon, right? Phase number 2. another opportunity to test, generate interest on the property, and then the go live strategy on all platforms. All right. So I'm actually going to jump into BAM Max, into school, and just walk you through what a 3-phase strategy could be for you. Okay. So phase number 1, if you're not with Compass, it's maybe not an exclusive platform, or maybe you're not using an exclusive platform, or you don't want to use an exclusive platform. We're not going to have that debate here. But should you have a way to identify what floor pricing is, I would say in today's world, yes, because there's so many competitive offers for your customers that they're going to get presented, whether it's an exclusive, exclusive listing or some type of cash offer, to understand where the floor pricing is. So phase 1, hey, get real offers in your hand with absolutely no obligation. Phase 1, 4 offers. If you're a BAMX member, you're using Zoodealio. Zoodealio's platform's included in BAMX. We're basically paying people to be in BAMX with the $2,400 value that is Zoodealio. It's all included in BAMX. So with one click of the button, I've personally used Zoodealio on a property that I sold down here in Naples, where I used their Cash Plus, got some money, sold it, got more money. What I love about Zoodealio is they protect agents. There's other ways to generate cash offer. Maybe you're the bank and you're willing to buy these deals and offer a cash offer, right? You've seen those billboards across a lot of markets like, hey, if we don't sell it, we'll buy it. That's phase 1. That's generating a floor of what the property is worth. You don't have to test it. Here's 4 offers. They're real, and they're, some of them are going to be quick and for lower money. Some of them are going to be a cash plus offer where you get more money. If you know cash offers, you know what I'm talking about. So the consumer knows their baseline value. They've got no pressure, no commitment. You could bring 4 offers to the listing presentation. Hey, I've actually brought 4 offers with you. That's phase 1 of what we do, just to set a feel on price, to set a floor so that you know how investors are thinking about your property. There's one of those offers where they pay you twice. They pay you on the first closing, and then when they resell it, they pay you again. And that's where you get the most money. But that'll set a floor on your home. There's no obligation. If it's not interesting to you, you can skip phase 1. Phase 2 and phase 3 are the same as what Compass has proven to work throughout the market, in every market that they're in. Coming soon, some type of marketing preview. If your MLS doesn't have coming soon, you should probably be in a new, most relevant MLSs have coming soon. No, I'm joking. There's obviously some ways that you could create some coming soon activity, being compliant in your market. You'd have to be compliant, but it builds demand. You can now fine tune what you set as a floor on pricing and where the comps are coming in, and you can fine tune that pricing strategy based on the information that you're collecting for the coming soon. And you stay in control while you're prepping for the launch. This is all the same, offers that somebody you're going up against that might be with Compass, who's doing a 3-phase marketing strategy in your market. Okay. And then the full market launch, go everywhere, go big, maximum push. Why do I think this is important, Sharran? I think if you're walking up against a Compass agent right now, and they have a very well articulated and thoughtful plan and process, like we were talking about before, on how they're going to market your home, and you don't have an answer to that, you've already lost. You've lost the listing right there. This is what Compass does, it's a very sexy offer. And it just shows process. Okay. So before I go to idea 6, Sharran, I'd like to just invite everybody in, because we're going to make an offer at the end of this for anyone who wants to join an exclusive mastermind, myself, Sharran, and Eric. Any new BAMX member who joins today, we're going to be doing that next Tuesday as just a kickoff to your membership. It's the #1 community to help you build your brand, generate leads, and close more deals. And everything I mentioned at the top, everything that we do at BAM is tied to what's the next step? How do I actually take this news, this economic information, and apply it to the business where I can close more deals? And inside of BAMX, we do that for you, as opposed to just giving you the information for free. We give you what you need to implement right into your business. So we have the community obviously living on school.com/BAMX. And then our classroom, where every single week, Eric and the team, the BAM team who creates all of the BAM content, is creating content for you, social media templates and email drops, video scripts, newsletter drops, all every single Friday, all included right into the new this week classroom. So whether it's listing templates, hyperlocal templates, housing market data templates, video scripts, client emails, blog posts, new content is getting uploaded each and every single week for you to take lead magnets and implement into your business that next minute. Every single day I do the hot sheet. All of my slides and notes get uploaded here. And then if you want more from Sharran's knowledge bank lives right here in BAMX. If you want the Zudilio platform, which is a $2,400 value, more than double what BAMX costs you, you get that cash offer platform to be able to generate 4 offers on every single listing. We have so many BAMX members right now closing deals with Zudilio. Zudilio protects the agent experience, keeps the agent in the deal, unlike other cash offer platforms. If you don't have a post-close client experience platform, we give you one for free in BAMX with Mosaic. Eric's training, Chris Benjamin's training, Andrew Undum's training, it all lives inside of BAMX. And then our live consultation that exists every single week, whether it be the 9 a.m. role plays with myself, Tom Toole, Lisa Chinati. Andrew's going to be coming on some of those here in the coming days, as well as our social media optimization office hours that we have on Wednesdays. So BAMX, school.com/BAMX. I'm sure there's going to be there it is, code. So you can just grab it on the screen. If you're interested, grab it on the screen. Go sign up today. Anyone that signs up today is going to be getting into the exclusive masterclass with myself, Sharran, and Eric. That's going to be happening on Tuesday. And Sharran, because we grabbed a bunch of these from you guys, and this is the hard copy.
Yeah.
The $100 million money models, which is what we're talking about here today. A lot of these ideas are a money model. Anyone who signs up for the annual is going to get a money model book sent to them. Guinness Book of World Records, Alex Hermosi, Sharran's partner over at acquisition.com. This book's unbelievable. All of the ideas that we're talking about here today are actually a money model. And the things that the plays you're already running in your business right now, you go through this book, you're probably going to find an opportunity to tweak those and make them even better. So just grab that on the screen and jump into BAMX. Then I want to get into idea number 6. And then we've got Sharran's 7th idea and proven play. And then he's got a bonus one for everybody. So if I can go back here, thank you. Jill, if I can go back to mine and jump into idea number 6 here. So idea 6, my 4th idea I'm sharing with you guys is the 28-day buyer nurture strategy. So what Sharran talked about on sending a video to your entire database where you're walking through the market, that makes you know the market. And it gives them this professional experience that they can come to expect each and every single week of breaking down the market. And it's, that's designed to be one-to-many. This is designed to be one-to-one on text message every single 28 days for truly your nurture buyers. A nurture buyer is someone not buying within 60 or 90 days. So identify your buyers into the appropriate category. The companies that have more data than anybody on buyer tendencies have identified 28 days, one contact as the minimum needed, necessary contact to keep somebody engaged. I would argue that it's a lot more than that. I'm going to give you 4 text message scripts here that you could run this play every single week. Okay. So text message number 1 here is on the 28-day buyer nurture strategy. Is just sending this simple text. Hey, Sharran, not sure if this is for you. It's just outside blank town, whatever town they're looking in. So you're going to stretch 5-10 minutes. So if you're saying, well, my buyer is waiting because they haven't found the perfect house in the perfect area because they need it in this very small neighborhood. Hey, like, not sure if this is for you. It's probably not for you. It's just outside the target area, but it's the best value I've seen this month. It's like the single best deal I've seen all month. Do you want the link? Okay. So second one here, you probably shouldn't do this if you need turnkey. This Sharran has perfected this. He sent me a text one day. He said, "Hey, you should not do this, but I'm speaking on the TEDx stage over in Miami. It's a short drive for you, but you shouldn't do it. You're busy. Don't come." And then I was like, now I want to come because he told me I shouldn't do it. Now I just want to come see Sharran on this once in a lifetime TED Talk stage. And I had to go see it, right? It's a great hook on a text message. Hey, you shouldn't do this if you still need turnkey. And I know that's where we started. Because remember, if it's a nurture, they started the process 6 months ago. They're outside of the 60 to 90-day window. Things might have changed. Hey, you shouldn't do this if you still need turnkey. If we're only committed to that, just ignore this text. But this property here that I'm thinking about, it needs light work and it's priced to move. So thought of you, do you want me to send you the details? What I'm not doing is sending the details in the text like Sharran talked about in the deal of the week. I'm not sending the details in the text. Hey, here's another text, no pressure. So all these texts are soft sells. I'm not texting, I'm following up. Have you seen anything interested in the market? I'm not putting the work on them. I'm soft selling. Hey, I've identified something. Do you want me to send it to you or not? No pressure either way. Could care less if you don't want me to. No pressure. Quick heads up. Seller just dropped price on two bath in blank neighborhood. Might not be your vibe, but if you're curious, I'll send you the details. Okay, just simple, soft sell. Here's another one. Left field option. All right, bigger yard, longer commute. The trade-off is it's a strong buy. Okay, you're gonna have equity day one. If you want the address, I'll send you that in the photos. Just let me know. No pressure either way. Okay, just very simple text scripts that you can send out once every 28 days on top of the mass deal of the week campaign that's going on top of the one-to-many Friday video that you're sending out. Now just something personalized that you can hit them up in a one-on-one text where you're using their name. Hey, Sharran, this is totally left field option. It's a bigger yard. It's a longer commute. I totally get it. There's a trade-off here, but it's a strong buy. If you do want the address, if it just piques your interest, I'll send you that and I'll send you the photos. Just reply yes, and I'll get it in your inbox. Just very simple, soft sell once every 28 days. If they're not hearing from you, they're getting an offer from somebody else, the 28-day buyer nurture strategy, all on text message. Sharran?
Awesome. So, all right, I got a few for you guys, which I think will be fun. I'll go fast because I think you'll appreciate this. So by the way, if you have an open house registry, if you have at least one past open house registry, can you put an O in the chat? If you have had at least one past open house registry that you have from, cool. All of us have open house registries, right? So I'm going to show you how to actually make money from your open house registry without actually having to talk to anybody. Like, I know that you guys don't want to pick up the phone and call anybody, like without having to talk to anybody. So here's how this works. So I want you to go to Starbucks. I want you to go to a coffee shop, whatever, grab your phone, grab your open house registry, grab a cup of coffee, and this is what you're going to send. This is all you're going to send. You're going to send out a text message that just says this. This is called a 9-word text. Are you still interested in buying a home in blank area? Are you still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach? Are you still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach, in Naples, in wherever? That's all you're going to send. Now you must be thinking, hey, what would they know? This is the number. You're all thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't tell them who I am, what are they going to say? You're going to get a bunch of different answers. What can potentially happen? Three things that can potentially happen. The first one is a skeptical thing, right? The skeptical thing, if you say, hey, are you still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach? The first one, what are they going to say is they don't remember you. So they're going to say, sorry, who's this? And now you need to have a response for that. When you say, sorry, who's this? Now you feel like you're stuck. But here, let me give you the key to how to answer this. What you should say is, hey, this is Sharran. Now remind them. You visited the open house on 123 Unicorn Street. You know, remember the home with the big red door. By the way, if you say 123 Unicorn Street, they don't remember. They're not agents. Only we remember addresses. The average person doesn't even remember their own address, right? You got to just tell them where it is. And then you got to put a selfie picture. But the most important part of this is this message, right? Are you still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach? Use the same question again, because now you've answered their question and you want them to answer the question again. If you just say, this is Sharran, and you send a picture, now it's like left hanging. It's awkward. So just ask the question again if they don't remember you. Now you may say, well, Sharran, what about if they do a yes, but? What about if they say, yes, I'm still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach, but who is this? They've actually said yes. They've actually told you that they're still interested in buying a home. What do you say now? You answer it a little differently. You say, hey, this is Sharran, you visited my open house on 123 Unicorn Street, the one with the big red door, send them a screenshot. And now since they already said yes, you say, hey, quick question, has the criteria for what you're looking for changed? Now you're answering the yes part of the question. You don't have to talk to anybody. You're in conversation, which is such a good conversation. All from your past open house sheets, because someone took the time on a random Sunday to come to your open house. That is the best possible lead you could possibly get. And you have warm rapport with them. You have a reason to call them. It's not a cold call. It's a text. And now you can actually move forward with the conversation. Now, you may say, well, what if you get ghosted? This is going to happen to 50% of folks. What if you get ghosted? How do you respond to this? If you get ghosted after a few days, you send this message. You send a picture. You send a picture of some house. And you do exactly what Byron just said. You say, hey, not sure if this is for you. Not sure if this is for you. And please don't send them a ghost emoji. Jeff, that's pretty funny, actually. You say, hey, this is one of the homes that is for sale off market. They don't know what off market is. Parentheses, not on Zillow. Are you still interested in buying a home in Laguna Beach? You got to ask that question again. Now, the reason you send that photo is if you just said, hey, I have this home, it's off market, they don't believe you. But if you show the picture, now there's proof. Right? So if you just use your past open house registries, you did nothing else, you would generate so many more conversations. Our job here is just to get you in so many more conversations, because I know that if I can get you in more conversations, you will win. And that's how it is. Now, here's the crazy part. Sean asked a great question. How old do these open house registries need to be? If you can read them and they're 37 years old, use them. They give you a phone number. Use them. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Right? Now, if you don't have an off market, come on, be creative. Are you telling me that there's nobody that you know that has a FSBO or an expired? Go find an expired. Go find a FSBO. You're telling the truth. Do not lie. Right? You've got to be able to find somebody that has something off market. Find that and send that to them. Right? This is how you actually create it. All right. So let's keep going. This is what potentially can happen. Right? So this is how you monetize open house registry. So here's what I'm going to do. I have one more strategy. Can you give me a G in the chat for go if you want me to give you my last strategy? G in the chat for go. All right, I'll go fast, Byron. All right, so we're going to see more of these. And, Byron reminded me in his last hot sheet, expires are coming back, right? There's going to be more homes that are going to expire, mainly because the clients are asking the question that Byron actually led with. Do I have the right agent? Right? So I want to give you an expired strategy that takes away all pressure, because here's what a lot of people teach us. You know what? Here's the problem with traditional expired marketing. They don't, or a FSBO. A traditional expired or FSBO wants the buyer. You want the listing. Therefore, you're in perfect conflict. They want a buyer, you want the listing. You can't get the listing, they want a buyer. So how do you actually address this? Give them what they want and sell them what they need. Here's how this works, right? You have to think about what is going through a client's mind when the listing expires, right? They're thinking through all these things. And so you got to solve those things. You got to think psychology first. So here's what the three-phase process is this, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this just right now. So if you're going to knock on a door, you have to talk to them, right? If you have to talk to them, but let me give you the right script. It makes the conversation really easy. A lot of people fear talking to an expired because they feel like they're going to get shut down. And the way you not get shut down is this. You knock, you say, hi, Byron, I'm not looking to list your home. You lead with that. You lead with, I'm not looking to list your home, because that should not be your goal. You lead with, I'm not looking to list your home. My client, not my buyer, by the way. It is not your buyer. It is your client. Stop saying my seller, my buyer. Say my client. My client wants to buy a 3-bedroom, 3-bath home. And I promised them that I would contact every single home that was previously listed on the market. If you get an offer that is acceptable, would you still consider selling your home? This is a decoy question. This is so loaded. If you get an offer that's acceptable, would you consider selling your home? Of course they would. And they're going to say yes. And then you say, hey, what price can I tell my clients? Because if I can't give them a number, they won't think it's a serious option. Now, what am I doing? I'm showing that I have the cards under my control. When you do this, it makes the conversation significantly easier. Now they are indebted to you. It changes everything. It changes the framing. It changes the power in the conversation, right? And so let's say it's cool and everything works. You're going to respond. You're going to come back the next day and say, hey, hi, Jimmy. This is Sharran with Real right here in Laguna Beach. Thank you for meeting with us today. Per our conversation, you would be open to selling your home on 100 Unicorn Street, and you're looking for an offer in the $1.3 million range. As promised, I will share this with my clients and get back to you. This is what you send the person after your meeting, right? Now they're going to respond, perfect, thank you. The next day, this is what you send. This is the connect phase, right? The next day you come back and you're like, hey, Jimmy, great news. Our clients are interested in the home and are actually pre-qualified in the price range. Quick question. Do you have any updated photos, or the ones online the most recent? Now they'll say, cool, no updates. I can do an iPhone walkthrough for you. And you're like, cool, that's great. Right? That's your verifying, because now you're making it live. You're not making up stuff. But here's the key part about in all of this. In all of this, this is the part where everything changes. You say, hey, while my clients are making a decision, I wanted to offer you something. I have a private VIP email to buyers of homes. I would be happy to feature yours if you would like. 1, at no cost to you. 2, at no contract or agreement to sign. Maybe great for exposure for hot buyers. Let me know if I can get you the details. What am I doing here? I am now already have the rapport, and I'm doing this because now I'm selling them the deal of the week, right? This is the reason you should have the deal. If you had the deal of the week for no other reason, you have it for this reason, because now you can prove to them that you can actually engage in conversation with them. Now, when you're already marketing, you know what they're thinking? Wait a minute, this dude showed up. This dude was not like commission breathy. This dude actually had there with their clients. This dude talked to me. This dude, and then said he actually has something for me. He didn't ask me to pay for anything. He didn't ask me to sign anything, and he's already doing work for me. I want to give this dude a shot. This is how this works, because they want a buyer and you want a listing. You are in conflict. You can't ask for the listing unless they ask for it first. If you follow this progression, everything becomes significantly easier, because you want psychology first and process second. So that is how you engage FSBOs and expireds without even having a conversation with them. That was my big idea, number 8.
And Sharran, we have 8 there that don't include being super relevant on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. I suggest that as a strategy, and it's a long-term growth plan when you're talking about brand for all of us. But these are 8 opportunities that you can start working this afternoon in the market.
Yeah. By the way, there was a, just FYI for everybody, Eric mentioned this, you have a 7-day free trial to everything that Byron showed. So you can get all of this on the 7-day free trial right now, which you're crazy not to, because that would be a really good 7-day binge to hang out all and everything that we're working on, of course, will all go in there. So just the greatest deal in real estate is in your hands, my friends.
Everything we do goes into BAMX. Obviously, for everybody who signed up to this webinar, you're getting the slides and the replay. That's all going to be sent to everybody, and you get that for free. But everything that we do, if you want it, hit that QR code. You get to try it for free for 7 days. So whether you sign up we're letting you try it for free for 7 days, whether you do the monthly or you do the annual, whether you do the monthly or the annual, everybody's getting a free masterclass with myself, Sharran, Eric, and the entire behind the scenes BAM team. That's going to be happening on Tuesday. So you're going to get a personal invite for that. And anybody who signs up annual, we're going to send you the $100 million Money Models book. I mean, I'm looking at old plays that I've been historically running with the team, Sharran, and I'm like, I've got a new age tweak for that. I've got a new age tweak for that to create a money model out of it. So I highly suggest grabbing that book, even if you don't sign up for the annual, you should grab it on audio or what have you. So annuals, you're going to get the book. Everybody else, annual or monthly, you're getting the masterclass with me, Sharran, Eric, the entire BAM team, personal invite on Tuesday. You'll get the recording if you can't make it, and you can try it for free for 7 days. So you can go in there and you could literally go in there and just download a bunch of content. You could probably download the next 300 days of content for your social media plan and bounce out in 7 days. No strings attached. You have the exit option of BAMX if you don't think it's the best value in real estate after 7 days. QR code right there. Sharran, thank you. Just to recap, if you came in halfway through, you're going to get the replay. Today we went through the exit option, make all your sellers and customers feel like they're not getting locked into some crazy contract. The closing credit guarantee, build a runway so you can get more listings stacked up in a short period of time. Sharran's deal of the week. This is tried and true, decade long proven track record on the deal of the week. There's a whole company that's been built around it. The buyer nurture video system. It's a one-to-many play to be able to give that report. The 3-phase marketing strategy. Compass, share the love with all of us. Everybody should be able to have a 3-phase marketing strategy. It's brilliant. Compass designed it. You can have your own 3-phase marketing strategy. I walked you through how to do that. 28-day buyer nurture strategy. Just a simple text. Keep them on a one-on-one warm commentary. I got those 4 scripts for all you guys. That open house text message strategy that Sharran walked through, and then the bonus strategy on expires and FSBOs. Sharran, how many should people pick? Like, let's be serious. What are you doing over the next 90 days as we close out the year to implement how many of these?
I would offer just pick anything that you can do right now. The fastest way you can get in action is to do the thing, right? And so if that means you take your past open house registries, you already have it, you can copy paste the text and send it. Like, just do anything to get in action, because when you're in action, you learn. When you're in action, you get stuck. And when you're stuck, you can be like, hey, I got all these responses. I don't know what to do with them. Post them in BAMX, and the rest of the community will help you solve that. We call this a eureka problem. You should not be able to be like, oh my gosh, Byron said this, but I don't know the next question to ask or the next thing to solve. You should not have to solve anything. If you get stuck, post it to the community, and the community will help you solve it, right? Because all of these have these nuances. So our job is to get you conversations, because all conversion happens in conversation. So do whatever it takes to just get in conversation. And so make it easy for you and make it easy for them, because you want to make it easy for clients to want to talk to you. You don't want to make it hard for them. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Love it. All right, jump in. We'll send you guys the code if you're missing the QR code. Somebody asked what the book was. It's Alex Hormozi's record-breaking book, Guinness Book of World Records, that Sharran had a big hand in helping set the $100 million money models for the annual signups. You guys, we're going to send you that book direct once you pass through the free trial. But everybody gets to try it for free. We're going to give you that option here today. 7-day free test run of BAMX. After 7 days, if you feel like it's not the best value in real estate, drop out, no strings attached. And everybody's going to get invited that signs up today to Tuesday's masterclass. Myself, Sharran, Eric. That's going to be less presentation mode and more mastermind mode, where we're engaging directly with you. The entire BAM team is going to be on that call as well. Thank you guys. Best community in real estate, BAM. Sharran, thank you for being a part of this. Really appreciate everybody put this together today.
Awesome. Thanks, Byron. Talk to you all soon. Bye.
Thanks.